Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. And I am Cherise Mathews. Welcome to the Sunday night training. Let's see. You guys, I've been with this company almost 10 years now, which is crazy. It does not feel like that, but almost 10 years, and super excited to be here. And it's always an honor to serve you and help give you any information that we can. So here we go. I went in, just so you know, I've muted everyone here, but just in case, if you come on a little late and have not muted, I'll be looking for that as well. All right, you guys. So I live in Southern California, and where I have 3 boys and my amazing husband, and right now, check out what's going on in the other room. I have to just fill you in here. So my son is a senior and he's a baseball player. And I put a post out on Facebook about being his senior year. He's having the time of his life and he's pitching out of his head. He was injured all last year. And now this year he's back, he rehabbed, and now he's a pitcher and he's doing amazing. And the Channel 7 ABC News got a hold of the story and they're featuring the story. And because the mayor had to come on and talk about what's going on, they moved it. It's going to go down in 20 minutes while I'm on this. But don't worry. My whole family's out there. And it's getting recorded. And I don't know, I left my boys out there to record it, so I'm just praying that it's getting recorded. Anyways, I just want to say welcome to the training tonight. And on a very serious note, my prayers go out to everyone that is experiencing, actually that's been affected by this whole virus. And I can say that I don't think anyone has not been affected by this. And whether it's financially, whether it's health, my prayers go out to the families that have lost people. My prayers go out to the families that have sick family members. And I just want to say that all of us continue to pray for this world. And also I want to give a shout out to all of the doctors and the nurses and all the medical community and the first responders. I mean, this has been something the world has never seen. So I just want to say that I want to give my love and prayers out there, and not to act like anything is not wrong. I mean, this doesn't feel right. And somebody said to me, well, gosh, Cherise, this is our new normal. And I'm like, there ain't nothing normal about this. Okay. To me, this is not normal. And, it was very interesting. And hope you don't mind. I have some notes here because I like to prepare and make sure I'm giving you guys some value. So I've got notes here. I'm going to be checking those as we go along. Truly, life as we knew it got completely disrupted, didn't it? It got agitated, it got disturbed, it got disoriented, it rattled us. And it's continuing to do that. But of course, how fast do we all adapt? And this is what I wanted to talk to you about on this training tonight, because, it's been 2 weeks, and for us in California, it's been 2 weeks of us home quarantine, and also to be, sent home and social distance, right? And I just want to give you a quick story that I'm so grateful. Carrie Dickey and I were on a walk recently, and we were so grateful for this business, never more so than what's happened here. And just so grateful for this. But I was on a walk this week with my husband, and my husband has a janitorial company. And his janitorial company has 250 employees, and their main business, they clean medical buildings and private schools. And they've had to take everyone that work in the private schools and move them to the medical buildings. And it has been a shakeup like never before. And these guys are heroes out there cleaning and doing the things that nobody else wants to do. And this whole business of his business, it's wild. I mean, they're running out of supplies, and they're doing what they can, but a lot of businesses are saying, don't clean 7 days a week, only clean 2 days a week. And it's a shakeup at his business for sure. And we were on a walk, and I get emotional even saying this, but he just said, Cherise, I'm so grateful for what you've done here at LifeVantage. I'm so grateful that you have worked this business so that we can experience this leveraged income. And that is something that I will say that it kind of took me back, because this is what I've done for 10 years. I love this business. I love what we have here. And there's nothing I feel like that can replace this. So I just want to say, you know, when talking about that, Melissa, I keep muting you, and I think you didn't realize that you're unmuted yourself there. There we go. Okay, thank you. So anyways, nonetheless, what I want to talk about is very interesting here with all of this shakeup and being disrupted. I mean, there's been a cog in the wheel, hasn't there? None of us really realized how much we rely on one another until it all stopped. And with this cog in the wheel, it's like, wait a minute, wait, what's going on here? And I want to say that we do adapt so fast as humans, right? And for us, it's been 2 weeks, like I said, that we've been social distancing and we've been at home, and something hit me more than ever. Let me give you a little bit of information here about this. Before all this went down, let me give you what my normal Wednesday looked like, okay? My normal Wednesday, every Wednesday, to me, looks the same. I wake up the alarm goes off at 4:45 a.m. I get up, I pray, I read, I head to the pool at a local high school, and I swim at 6 a.m. with the program there. I get out of the pool at 7, I come back, I'm home by 7:15, I'm showered by 7:30. I make lunch for all the kids, I get them off to school by 8:30, and about 9 o'clock, I come in here in my office and I get to work. And I work, okay, when it comes to my LifeVantage business till about 2 o'clock. Then I literally have to cook a gigantic meal because I have 3 teenage boys. And by the time I pick them all up from school and come home, that they have their 4th meal of the day. And then what we do is we end up running around for sports. We have 4 different sports, like crazy, all over the place. Make another meal, we all sit down for dinner, and by about 9 o'clock, I'm in bed and I read for another hour before I go to bed at 10 o'clock. That is what my Wednesday has looked like for over 11 years. Well, 10 years with this business, okay? That's what my Wednesday looks like. Now, let's fast forward, to when this whole went down. I guess it's backwards now. Let's go to 2 weeks ago. My Wednesday. The pool's not open. I don't have to get up that early, do I? I could sleep in, and I could, kind of get up when the boys get up, and I can make them something, and I can kind of get on the phone when I want to get on the phone, and kind of do a workout in the home gym I'm hoping everyone's doing, right? Take the dry cleaning off the equipment and move your body, everybody. But that, it's in that moment where I started to realize, hold on here. Right? As we go along in this daily routine, and that if one day I choose to sleep in, that's no big deal. But if I choose to sleep in another day and another day and another day, guess what starts to happen? By the 7th day, well, it's only been a week, right? I'll get back to it when we get back to it. Well, guess what? We are creatures of habit. And this whole entire training I want to share with you is something that I have just adored. It's a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And what I've realized more than ever is that, what we're doing is that we're very habitual. We're very ritual in everything we do, whether we realize it or not. And that it doesn't take long to create good habits, as it doesn't take long to create bad habits as well. And we are what we repeatedly do. We are what we repeatedly do. Okay, so I thought I wanted to share these with you because I've trained this with my team, and it's been really, really helpful. Now, I want to go through this, and as I go through this, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to be referring back and forth. I have a giant notes and this book, but this is valuable information. So I want you to get out a piece of paper, because you're going to be active in doing this and writing this down as we go, okay? There are actually, I'm going to have you go through 11 steps, and we're going to start with the first one. You get what you repeat. You get what you repeat. That's number one. And for 10 years, I have been repeatedly talking about nerve 2 activation and lowering oxidative stress so much that not only can my boys and my husband give the presentation, but my dog Honey can give the presentation, okay? I know, Maria, you know what I'm talking about there, right? And I have repeatedly over and over and over and over. And if I never invite anybody to share the information, I wouldn't be talking about it over and over and over. So you get what you repeat, correct? So right here, okay, so here we go. We're going to start with this. There are some systems, okay? We're still in the first one. You get what you repeat. All right, so forget about goals and think about this for a second. James Clear says, focus on systems instead. He says, look at the NFL. All of the teams in the NFL have the same goal. They want to win the Super Bowl. But how many of them have the system to get there? Right? We all want to be pro 10, but what are we doing on a daily basis to get there? What is our system? Okay. So that right there, hold on now. 29. Okay. So I have this because there's no way I could have written it all down as I go through this. And what he talks about is, so instead of thinking about your goals all the time, think about your daily habits and what you're going to repeat every day. That is going to be your system, okay, that you're going to do to get there. And this is what is super important. This is still in phase 1 here, is that the outcomes are about what you're going to get, but the processes are about what you do, okay? So what we do is what matters, right? And this is that identity is the key. All right. Identity is the key because identity is about what you believe. You have to believe exactly what you are, not what you want to become. So these habits are truly about identity. He says here, the ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity, right? So it's one thing to say, I'm the type of person who wants this, but it's very different to say, I'm the type of person who is this, right? It's very different to say, I'm the type of person who wants to be a pro 10, or I am a pro 10. It's very different. And I feel like, Maria and I were talking about this the other day. I really feel this right here is so key when especially we talk about network marketing, or we talk about leveraged income, or this model of business, which I believe I'm bulletproof. There is nothing like this business, I believe. And that the sooner you believe that this is your business, the sooner your identity happens, right? And then this is your business. So some people will say, oh, I'm a teacher and this is my side thing. Okay. Well, hold on. A teacher is brilliant because yes, you are a teacher. You're a teacher teaching kids education, but you're also a teacher teaching thousands of people about leveraged income. You're a teacher about teaching people about nerve 2 activation. That is the difference here, okay? So your identity has to be there. Are you a person that, teaches leveraged income or recurring income for your family? Are you an entrepreneur, or is this just this side thing that you do, right? You are an entrepreneur, okay? Are you a person that believes in health? Become a person that believes in health. You are a person that motivates others, a person that inspires others. You are a leader. You don't want to be a leader, you are a leader, right? And it's not that I want this, I am this. True behavior change is identity change. So I want you to write that down. True behavior change is identity change. And so this is number 2, okay? True behavior change is identity change. Okay. Right? So I will tell you this much. People laugh when I tell them this. I love objections in this business. It's my favorite part of the business. It's my favorite. One of my distributors, she laughs at me every time I tell her. I go, oh, come on, bring me another one. I love handling objections. It's my very favorite part of this business because I love to dig in to find out what people are really thinking. And this is the deal. My identity is that I love objections and that I love handling objections, and I'm extremely good at handling objections, okay? That's my identity. And so this is the deal. The only way I get to handle objections is if I invite and if I follow up and if I share this information with people, okay? Otherwise, I don't get to handle objections, but that's my identity. It's one of my favorite parts of this business. So true behavior change is identity change. Who do you want to become? Okay, so who do you want to become? So start writing that down. Okay, so how do we create positive, productive habits that will get the rewards that we want? So I want you to write this down, okay? This is the key to this whole book here, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but this is really key. You're going to have two columns. You're going to have good habits and you're going to have bad habits, okay? And this is what you're going to write in how to create good habits. There are 4 things in each column. One is you have to make it obvious. You have to make it attractive. This is for good habits. You have to make it easy and make it satisfying. So the bad habits, how to break a bad habit, is exactly the opposite. You have to make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, and make it unsatisfying. I will repeat this. So how do you create a good habit? You make it obvious, you make it attractive, you make it easy, and make it satisfying. How to break a bad habit? You make it invisible. You make it unattractive. You make it difficult, and you make it unsatisfying. I had a friend of mine in college that she loved French fries so much, but she knew that they weren't good for her, so she'd order them, she'd have 2, and she'd pour a ton of salt all over the rest of them, so she would make them unsatisfying. Okay, that's how you break it. So here we go. Number 3. Number 3 is what you're going to do is you're going to be aware of all of your habits. This is crazy awareness when you write these down. You are going to write a list of all the habits you have. And I'm talking, I don't care, make a list of good ones, make a list of bad ones. You just make a list of everything you do, including when you brush your teeth. Like, make your habits, write them all out, okay? And what he says here is says, there are no good habits or bad habits. There are only effective habits. Think about that. There are no good habits or bad habits, only effective habits. If you eat a cheeseburger every single day of your life, my dad used to tell me this. He'd say, take the cheeseburger and just place it right here. Just go ahead and do it. Pick up the cheeseburger and put it on there. Pick another cheeseburger and put it here. I mean, right? If you ate one every single day, then that's a habit. Is it good or bad? It's effective, isn't it? It's effective. Okay, so you're going to write out all the habits you do in a day, and so you're very aware. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, and then what we're going to do is this. Let me take a breath. He says, does this behavior help me become the type of person I wish to be? Or does this habit cast a vote for or against my desired identity? I'm going to read that again. Does this behavior, you're going to go through all of these behaviors, these habits you have, do they help me become the type of person I wish to be? And does this habit cast a vote for or against my desired identity? So let me take you back. We have many different identities as well, but let me take you back to the identity of I'm really good at handling objections, okay? That is something I love. If I'm really good at handling objections, is that a habit that's going to vote for or against my desired identity? It's going to vote for it, right? That's my desired identity because it's what it is. Now, the only way I can get there is that I do all the other the other processes to get to my objections that I love so much, right? I have to invite, I have to follow up, I have to do everything else. We know our activities that get us to our desired identity. If you want to be a Pro 10, if you want to be an elite distributor, you've got to have these habits. Are these habits going to cast a vote for you to become an elite distributor, or are they voting against? You know, if you've never reached out to a person, that's probably a check mark of it's voting against you becoming an elite distributor. If your goal and your identity is to be a leader, is to, you know, check off what is in there, what habit are you having there that's going to check mark, that's going to be a vote for you or against you, for your identity, right? Same with a healthy person. It's very simple. You want to be a healthy person? Are you sitting on the couch, or are you working out every day, right? Are you eating cheeseburgers, or are you eating, you know, maybe, you know, some plants, right? So you have to look at all of your habits and check them off, okay? Now, once you know what your habits are, here we go, number 4. And these are going to speed up now as we go. This one I love. It's called habit stack. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a habit that you always do, and you're going to stack it with a habit that's going to vote for you, okay? So for instance, if you drink coffee every day and you go down to make your coffee, while you're waiting for your coffee, you can habit stack something else in there. Make, you know, something, maybe you want to read more, maybe you want to grow in personal development. Put a book that you want to read right next to that coffee pot and just say, I got to read 1 page of this book before my coffee's done, before I can have the coffee. You know, if your goal is to you know, invite more or do more, obviously, for this business, how about if you had a pad of paper next to the coffee pot and you wrote down, you added to your list of your database, and you put down someone, that one person you were going to reach out to that day, and that person went on that list. You know, I habit stacked on this one, just so to give you another habit stack. I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. Oh, geez. Anyways, but my dad was a dentist. He used to floss my teeth for me. And you know what? It was great. You know, he flossed my teeth and it was all good. And so I got lazy flossing my teeth. And so I have a problem with that. I'm like, this is not good. So I habit stacked. When I would brush my teeth, I wouldn't just go and floss, because I could do that anytime. All I did was I grabbed the floss and put it in my hand. And I said, if I can just put it in my hand, maybe that will lead me to more flossing. And so I put it in my hand and I would laugh. I think I did it for like 3 days straight, you guys. And then finally I'm like, oh my gosh, just get a piece of floss out. And then I flossed like my front 4 teeth. And the next day it was more teeth. And I'm like, come on. But it is a habit now because I habit stacked it, okay? So you habit stack in between there, okay? All right. Number 5, make the cue more obvious, okay? Because we're going to make this obvious now, our great habits. So here we go. If we're going to make this obvious, you have to, if we're talking business now, we have to make our habits obvious. So it says, if you want to make a habit a big part of your life, make the cue a big part of your environment. Meaning this, for example, he gives an example. If you want to practice guitar more frequently, place your guitar stand in the middle of your living room. You'll probably pick it up every so often, right? If you want to do this business more often, you know what? Put these products all over your house. You get to look at them everywhere, right? Make it obvious. You don't just put them in the cupboard and shut the cupboard. You make it obvious. One of my distributors, I love this. She made it so obvious that she had everything out on her counter with a notepad sitting right next to all of it. And she was so obvious that literally every single day when she went to take the products in the morning, she wrote down 3 people that she was going to reach out to that day. That's making the cue obvious. I have another example. Let me grab it. Hold on. Oh gosh. Ah! There it is. Oh gosh, wait a minute. Where did I put it now? I should have had it out for you. it's completely full. So I had to start a new one. Wait, just hang on. And you gotta see this. Hold on. I'm coming back. Where did it go? Here it is. Here it is. This is my database. This is my database, and this thing is so rat and tattered and like, it's crazy, right? But it's fluorescent, it's pink glitters. It's not like any of my other books in here. So this, usually, well, I have to get a new one because this one's all full. This one sitting out there, this database is in front of me. You make the cue obvious, and all of my database is sitting in here. The first database for the first 5 years. All right, and everything in here is checked off. Oh my gosh, I have so much stuff in here, it's gonna fall out. And it literally was my database through here, okay? So make the cue obvious. Now, number 6, make it attractive, okay? Number 6. Okay, make it attractive. Well, you know what? Make it something you want to do. Make it attractive. You have to want to do that, right? You have to want to make it attractive. I know I'm running out of time, so I'm gonna go through these fast. Number 7, this one is so important, so important. Hear me now, okay. Oh my gosh, listen to me. Let me get to this page. You guys, this is crazy, and you can use it with all of your new distributors. Let me tell you a quick story. First of all, number 7 is this: the role that your family and friends play in shaping your habits is huge. Okay, this is number 7. This is all about your tribe. So it was really interesting that this was an experiment done about conforming to social norms, okay? And this was back in the 1950s, it was done by a psychologist. And what he did was, see if you can see this. I'm gonna put this up close to, can you see those lines? So one box has a line. The other box has 3 lines, and one of those lines in the second box is the same length as what's in the first box. And what he did was he brought people in and he had them look at it, and it's very obvious that the answer is C. Which one is the same length? It's C. And he would bring people in and they say, which one's the same length? And they say it's C. And then what he would do is that he brought in other participants that were actors, and they were planted in there by the researcher and instructed to deliver the wrong answer on purpose. So these actors would walk in and they would say, okay, you know what? The answer is B. All of them would say it. And the other person would be like, what do you mean it's B? That's crazy. That's not B. It's not B. And when there were a few people, the person would say, no, that answer is C. But as more and more people went in, as the herd mentality went in and they all gave the wrong answer, check this out. Where is the percentage? 75% of the time, the subjects would agree with the wrong answer. Just because most of the days, we'd rather be wrong with the crowd than be right by ourselves. And this is what I want to share with you here, is that when changing your habits, he says, means challenging the tribe, change is unattractive. When changing your habits means fitting in with the tribe, change is very attractive. And what I want to say is this: when we first joined this business, you guys, people may say, what the heck are you doing? And there may be your whole family, all your relatives, your friends go, you are crazy. Oh, no, 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 the answer is B. And you go, oh gosh, is it really B? No, I know it's C. No, I know this is going to help my family. I know this is exciting business that can truly change the lives of thousands of people. And they go, you're crazy. No, it cannot. And you go, oh gosh, maybe they're right. And then most days we'd rather be wrong with the crowd than be right by ourselves, but not you, because you know what this business can offer. And so you need to share this mentality with the new people that come in your business, because a lot of times friends and family are going to be the ones that say, the answer is B. And you go, no, no, no. And then after you're involved for, a little while, and you attend all the events, and you're attending, you go into a large event of Elite Academy, and all of a sudden they go, oh my gosh, There are 5,000 other people. These are my tribe. These are all the people that said yes, like me. And you go, yes, the answer is C. Okay, so this is important. So that's number 7 when it comes to habits. Okay, don't waver off of that. Don't waver. Number 8, make it easy. Make it easy. Okay, make it easy. And you know how you make it easy? It's so simple to make it easy. You're not going to think this, but this is what it is. Okay, check this one out. This is how you make it easy. It's called repetition. Okay, so number 8 is make it easy, and it's called repetition. So this is what happened here. So on this was a professor at the University of Florida that did this little experiment. He said he divided his film photography class into 2 groups. And he said, everyone on the left side of this classroom, you're going to be the quantity group. And you're going to be graded solely on the amount of work you produced. Okay? Solely on the amount of work you produced. And then everybody else on the right side of the room, you're going to be the quality group. So you only need to produce 1 photo this whole entire semester. That's it. But it's got to be the best photo ever to get an A. Okay? So at the end of the term, he was surprised to find out that all the best photos were produced by the quantity group, not the quality. All of the quality group, man, they spent a whole semester coming up with the very perfect picture. But guess what the quantity group did? The quantity group, they practiced their craft over and over and over and over and over, and all these great pictures got better and better and better and better. And they handed so many in that the best pictures were in the quantity group. When we do this business, we are terrible in the beginning. You guys, I got to tell you something. Not only was I so bad, let me just fill you in on what happened at my house. I gave a presentation in the first month in this business. And Carrie Dickey, my best friend, is sitting in the room with me. And I gave the presentation and everybody left. And she looked right at me and she said, "You sucked." I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, "It was horrible. It was terrible." I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to quit right now. Thank you. Here I am, an executive master pro 11, telling me this back in the first week of our business. She's like, "That's terrible." Guess what? After you do it again and again and again and again and again, it's the quality group that comes out with the best photos, you guys. That is number 8. Make it easy. The only way it's easy is if you do it over and over and over. Do you know how many times I've handled the same objection over and over and over? The objection, I don't have the money. How does that make you feel? Right? Let's talk about that. Let's make sure that I don't have the money never comes out of your mouth ever again. Right? Okay, so that's make it easy. Here we go. I only have 3 more. The 2-minute rule is number 9. Okay, number 9 is the 2-minute rule, and this is beautiful. I want you to just take a deep breath, and you're going to exhale and know this. Is that the 2-minute rule is, whatever this habit is, whatever you're going to do, it better only take 2 minutes or less. If you have a problem reaching out to people and really inviting, guess what? It's going to be so good that 2-minute rule, it's only going to take you 2 minutes. It better only take you 2 minutes. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do, right? So, for instance, let me give you an example. Once you've started doing the right thing, it's much easier to continue doing it. Okay, so once you've started, this is a gateway habit, he calls this. Okay, so this is the 2-minute rule. He says you're going to go from very easy to moderate to hard, very hard, right? Nobody's going to go out there and run a marathon the very first time they're out there, right? The very first time they're out there, no. They're very easy, the 2-minute rule, put your running shoes on. Then easy, walk 10 minutes. Moderate, walk 10,000 steps. Then hard, run a 5K. And then very hard, run a marathon. We're all going to start out at our own pace. Start out, whatever that gateway habit is, it's going to make you do this, make it really easy. And then take the next step. If all you can do is connect one of your people with your upline, right? That's all we do. That's the very gateway step. Or reaching out to your upline going, I don't even know where to start. Okay, we'll help you with the very, very easy. Okay, so that's number 9, the 2-minute rule. Something that's going to take you 2 minutes or less so that it will create that habit and move you forward. Number 10, simple. Automate your habits. Automate your habits, right? Put a recurring, oh man, you could do all sorts of things with this. Automate your habits. Let me tell you something, you guys. If you want to save more money, guess what? If you have it automated where it goes directly into your bank account, into your savings account before you ever can pay anything else, it's automated. You don't even think about it, right? Isn't that happened with a lot of people's 401ks? Right? If that's automated, if it's automated that that you get up, you know, your alarm is set no matter what every single day at 4:45, it's automated, right? It's set, it's reoccurring every day. You don't just go and set it again. It's automated at that. If you put down at noon every day, let's say, and there is an obnoxious alarm that goes off on your phone, I don't know, I'm making these up now, but automate it so that it literally pulls up you could go in there. I have one I just thought of. Put an alarm on your phone. Go through your database and put those people in at 12 noon every single day, different people, and it pops up every day. You have to call them. How about that one, right? Hey, it's kind of like these things that are out now where they have like these things that are automated, you put on your back and it helps you sit up straight. I don't know. Automate your habits to make them more doable. And then the very last one is make it satisfying, okay? So when you make something satisfying, it's really this. Check this out. With our bad habits, the immediate outcome usually feels good, but the ultimate outcome feels bad. With good habits, it's the reverse. The immediate outcome is unenjoyable, but the ultimate outcome feels good. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. With our bad habits, oh my gosh, have you ever had a donut? You guys, a buttermilk donut I have on my birthday every year. It is so good. It is so good. And on my birthday. Sometimes on Mother's Day, my kids give me one too. But if I ate that every single day, it's immediate gratification, isn't it? Then put the donut right here, just stack it on, right? It would not be a good outcome. But if I go to the gym, the immediate outcome is kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm sore and I just worked so hard. I don't see any results. But you do it again and again and again, and guess what? An ultimate outcome feels good. Now you know you're on the health journey, right? So same thing with this. The very first time you pick up the phone to call someone and to reach out to someone, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, right? And that's not going to give you immediate gratification. In fact, someone may be like, what the heck? What are you doing? And you're like, oh gosh. But the outcome over time is going to be good. Right? But if you go, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to stick some music on instead, right? You're not doing that habit you know you need to do. That's what's going to happen. It says instant gratification usually wins. So as a general rule, the more immediate pleasure you get from an action, the more strongly you should question whether it aligns with your long-term goals. Let me read that one more time. As a general rule, the more immediate pleasure you get from an action, the more strongly you should question whether it aligns with your long-term goals. It's like eating that donut or a piece of pizza. Ooh, that just sounds good. Okay, so we're going to end with this. I love this quote in his book. It's one of my favorites. Until you work as hard as those you admire, don't explain away their success as luck. They're not lucky. You guys, they've worked for it. They created the habits to get there. And that's all we need to do, right? So Again, in recap, I just want you to know is that what we're doing right now, you know what? I realized in the last 2 weeks how even more important it's been because I've created some really immediate bad habits, like turning my alarm clock off at 4:45 in the morning, right? That does not serve me by sleeping in. Although my mother-in-law said I looked really rested. So that's kind of good. But how to create a good habit? Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. And how to break a bad habit, we're not going to go into that, but make it invisible, make it unattractive, make it difficult, and make it unsatisfying. And together, you guys, we're going to create the habits. Goals are important, but what are the processes for those goals? What are you going to do so that you repeatedly do it over and over and over to get you the outcome you desire within this business? I want to thank you guys for your time tonight. And certainly want to just say, I love you all. I'm praying for this world right now. And I want to say, make something great happen and help someone in need, you guys. Help someone in need, especially in this time right now. Mwah. Love you all.
Thanks, Cherise. Love you too.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love it. Thank you.
God bless you all. Hi, Maria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cherise. You're the best.
Thank you so much, Cherise.
Wonderful
Thank you.
info. It's gonna help.